Hey guys, Donovan here. I'm here to show you guys the quickest possible way to get rid of a headache or a migraine. I've gotten rid of several headaches and migraines from my friends and family over the course of many years using these techniques, and it works almost every time for me. People go to the chiropractor, they think it's a neck problem, and it can be. They'll get prescription drugs, that sort of thing, to mask the pain, to try to get rid of the headache. They can go to nutritionists to get some ashwagandha and stuff like that. That can help. But for me, getting rid of the root cause, which a lot of the times is an emotional issue, it's an emotional charge that causes the headache or migraine. And yes, really the worst of migraines can just dissipate in minutes using this technique. So what I like to do, it's a series of 3 techniques actually that I like to do. But one is just starting out, just taking a deep breath, and you have what's called emotional stress release points right here on the forehead. You see a lot of people when they get stressed, they'll go, there's just a lot on their mind, or there's a lot taking it out of them. And you actually hold these points. You just start out, just take a deep breath and relax, holding these points. And you just want to kind of tune in with the body and the field. Notice whatever comes up. And usually you'll kind of feel something, or a memory, or an emotion will come up, and you'll just acknowledge it. You don't really want to, there's no reason to attach to it, just acknowledge it. It's just there, no big deal. And just take a deep breath and breathe through that. And after you're relaxed, all I want you to do is just visualize yourself just like sitting on a bank by a stream or a river. And you're looking down into the water, and all of a sudden coming down the stream are just memories. If anything just comes up, it's just a memory or an event. Whatever comes up that may be aggravating you or causing you stress, just kind of look at it in the water as it's gradually just floating downstream. Again, you're not attaching to it. You're just watching it just float by down the river. No big deal. Just take a deep breath again and just relax. Whatever it was and is, and there's nothing you need to do to let go of that emotion, let go of that event. And then if another emotion or another event comes up, just kind of watch that just go down the stream. Say, oh, there's another one. Oh yeah, that was bothering me a little bit, but it's not now. And then you're just watching that memory or event go downstream. It's like, oh, it doesn't bother me nearly as bad as it did and did before. In fact, it doesn't bother me at all. Just as relaxed as you can be, living and loving life. And the great part about this technique is you're no longer allowing your past to determine who you are to move forward in the future. You get to choose who to be. You get to choose who you want to be. Instead of any sort of negativity or emotions just determining who you are, you get to choose, because you are now free. Just breathing through it. And if anything comes up again, you can also just use the same technique. Just acknowledge it going down the river, and it just doesn't bother you anymore. And if you'd like to, you can choose now to feel love and peace just sitting in the place that you are, just loving life to the greatest degree. There's nothing you need to do or say or be except just who you want to be, which is pure love. And again, just repeat these techniques. If there's anything else that comes up in your field, if there's any other random stuff, random events or emotions that comes up that you just need to sort of relax on, just negate, if you will, is all we're doing. You can do that. You can just repeat this one however much you want. So the first one is just, again, acknowledging whatever comes up in your field at the time, because a lot of the times we heal in layers. Layers is an important concept, especially when it comes to emotion. I mean, it's important to find the biggest issues emotionally, what can trigger us, but also it's important if something's like buried pretty deep down or a really hot issue. A lot of the times it's good to start with something surface level and kind of work your way down to it, so it doesn't, you don't have to, it's not as bad of a trigger when you just go straight for the issue. You kind of just ease off that tension, ease it off that emotional buildup, and then next thing you know, once you get down closer to the bottom, it's not nearly as hot a topic as it was before. So that's the first one, is just acknowledging, just resting into being. It's okay just to be. Whatever comes up, just let it be, allow it to be. The second one is watching it go downstream, watching whatever events or memories just go downstream, and that just is what it is. And then the third one, I like to, it's related to Bradley Nelson's The Emotion Code, is if there's anything else that you kind of feel irritated about or still or whatever, or maybe you have a headache, but a lot of times, I'll tell you right now, a lot of times those two techniques just knock out headaches and migraines pretty quickly. Usually I hear an 8, 9, or a 10. I got an 8, 9, or a 10 migraine or headache, and it usually drops down to about a 2 or a 1 with those two techniques. But if there's any left over, what I like to do is like to take the emotion code chart, and I'll test what specific emotions still might be bugging them. Of course, if you tune into yourself or tune into the person that you're testing, a lot of times they'll know, but you can also take the emotion code chart and muscle test. Is it in column A or column B? And I'll pop it up right here if y'all need to reference it. Is it in column A or column B? Or is it odd number row, even number row? And you'll find that specific emotion. And then what you get to do is you get to, after you find the emotion that's still kind of bothering them maybe about an event, is you just get to swipe down the governing meridian just 3 times. You can do it more. I do it 5 to 10 times just for relaxation purposes, and it just helps pull that energy away from the body. And after you do that, like I said, you can use a magnet if you want, just running it down the governing meridian. With the magnet, it's supposed to be a little bit more powerful clearing if you just do it with that versus if you do it with your fingers. But usually after you do those 3 things, let's say you found resentment or something like that, and then you clear that resentment, that a lot of the times, actually almost every single time that I've done it for people who've come to me with migraines and headaches, it seriously, I kid you not, it'll absolutely, like, after 10 minutes they'll say, I don't even have a headache anymore. And like I said, chiropractic is great, structural work, great, but here, and supplementation and prescription drugs, a lot of people go for that sort of stuff, but a lot of times it's not necessary because you're not getting to the root cause, which is something that's been aggravating somebody for 5-10 years, that's just built up, had an emotional recurrence, if you will, or something maybe traumatic happened to somebody in a childhood, or somebody's just suppressing an emotion. You finally just get to clear that emotion out of the field. You get to clear it out of the body, and the body can now heal instead of stuffing it down, stuffing it down, because it does not do anybody any good to stuff down emotions and traumas. You have to clear it from the body, from the field, from the aura, in order for it to finally let go, and the body just to say, I can now relax. I can now live again, instead of constantly thinking about or having this thing like blocking their field of view, or maybe something that's keeping somebody in some blinders. They don't want to see something, it's just you've got to clear it. You've got to clear it out of the body, or else the body will not heal the way it should. It will not operate the way it should. So like I said, those 3 techniques: letting it come up in the field, just relaxing into being while holding the emotional stress release points; the river, watching it, just events and emotions and anything that comes up, just watching the events kind of just float down the river. You're not attached to it. And then using Bradley Nelson's emotion code to clear out any little bit more of stress or emotional issues, emotional blockages in the body that can't be cleared. Works for me. It's worked 100% of the time. Like I said, there could be other contributing factors. It could be a structural issue in the body. It could be other things. It could be nutritional factors, chemicals or pesticides or something. It can be that. But for me, a lot of times it's emotional trigger. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. And I hope it helps y'all. Share it with your friends. Share it with your neighbors. Share it with your family. Do this work on yourself and your friends, and be amazed at how effective it really is, and how transformative it is. Because if we're constantly holding on to these emotions, we're never going to be able to move past the events that have happened to us in the past. You can try to power through it, but that energy is always going to be there. You've got to clear it from the body. You've got to clear it from the field. So like I said, like, share, subscribe, and I hope this video helps y'all. See you in the next one.